Hi everyone, welcome to Rodha. In today's video, I'll be discussing few questions on time, speed and distance here. The level of questions here is gonna be your CMAT and CET levels. The upcoming exams, post that. So we are gonna target on that exam as well, right? So I'll be posting a lot of videos now here on a daily basis. I mean, one video a day where we'll be doing some 10 practice questions on different topics that come up in CMAT and CET in quants, right? And you guys can follow our channel to stay tuned for the same updates here, right? So let's get started with the session today. So today we are doing some 10 questions on TSD here. Okay. First question here says a tourist van travels a distance of 35 km from Dehradun to Mussoorie at an average speed of 36 km per hour. ठीक है. So एक tourist van है जो देहरादून से मसूरी तक travel करती है. That is a distance of 35 km at an average speed of 36 km per hour, right? Now, and returns at 60 km per hour. So, returns at 60 km per hour, ठीक है? तो ये 35 km का distance वापस आती है at a speed of 60 km per hour, right? Now, the question is asking me what is the approximate average speed of the tourist van for the entire journey, ठीक है? अब देखो गाइस, ये जो एग्जाम्स होते हैं ना, दीज आर मोर ऑफ स्पीड बेस्ड एग्जाम्स. जितने तुम लोग को शॉर्टकट्स आएंगे, जितने तुम फास्ट कैलकुलेशंस करोगे ना, जितने मतलब अच्छे वेज में सॉल्व करोगे, द बेटर इट इज फॉर यू टू हाईली लाइकली चांसेस कि तुम ये एग्जाम क्रैक कर पाओगे, ठीक है ना. सो अगर एवरेज स्पीड की बात करते हैं तो दो तरीके होते हैं एवरेज स्पीड कैलकुलेट करने के. द वेरी फर्स्ट इज कि एवरेज स्पीड इज इक्वल टू टोटल डिस्टेंस ट्रेवल्ड, है ना, अपॉन टोटल टाइम टेकन, ठीक है. अब अगर मैं चाहूं तो मैं इससे भी सॉल्व कर सकता हूं, राइट. आई नो दैट द टोटल डिस्टेंस ट्रेवल्ड इज दैट इट हैज गॉन 35 दिस वे एंड 35 दिस वे बैक, सो 70 किलोमीटर द टोटल डिस्टेंस ट्रेवल्ड, है ना, और 70 किलोमीटर मेरा डिस्टेंस ट्रेवल हो गया एंड टाइम टेकन, टोटल टाइम टेकन, राइट. सो ऑनवर्ड जर्नी, राइट. सो वी नो दैट डिस्टेंस is equal to speed into time, right? So time is equal to distance upon speed, है ना. ये होता है मेरा time, right? Now the time taken to go from Dehradun to Mussoorie here will be 35 is the distance upon speed is 36. So 35 upon 36 is the time on the onward journey plus time backward journey is 35 upon speed is 60 this time, and I can solve this and I can get the required answer, right? So this is a bit of a lengthy calculation, isn't it? But also remember there's another way of doing this, okay? There's another way of probably doing this, which is I'll tell you now, okay? So let's have a partition here. Okay, now the method 2, I hope you guys can solve this, right? This is solvable. I can take the help of the calculator here as well. So 36 and 60, so 36 is basically I can say 2 square into 3 square, right? And 60 is 12 into 5, that is 2 square into 3 into 5, right? So if I take a LCM here in the denominator, so whenever we are taking LCM and when we prime factorize, we take the maximum power, right? So maximum power of 2 is 2 itself, right? So I'll put a 2 square, 3 is 3 square, and then there is a 5 here, right? So I can say LCM is this much. Now for this 36, I can say 5, so 35 into 5 here, right? And plus for 60 I'm gonna get a 3, so 35 into 3 here, right? And this is already 70 here, right? So probably I'm gonna get nothing but from here, that is I can say 70 upon 35 into 8, right? So this is 70 upon 35 into 8 upon 4 into 9 into 5, right? So that is 36 into 5, or maybe I can say 45 into 4 as well, right? So 45 into 4 makes more sense, isn't it? Why? 9 into 5 is 45 and then this is 4. So if I cancel this, 4 2s is 8, 5 7s is 35, 5 9s is 45. So basically from here I'm getting 70 upon 14 upon 9, right? So that is gonna give me probably I can say 70 into 9 by 14 here, right? 14 5s is 70, so 5 9s is 45 kilometer per hour. So that is the average speed, right? So that was the entire calculation, right? Now you see how much time I took to calculate this so much here, ठीक है ना. Now understand another funda here which is very important, ठीक है, कि यार जब भी है ना, whenever the distance is same, ठीक है, whenever the distance is same for 2 पार्ट जर्नी, ठीक है, फॉर 2 पार्ट इन अ जर्नी, ठीक है, अगर डिस्टेंस सेम है, ठीक है, फॉर 2 पार्ट्स इन जर्नी, ठीक है, लेट्स से देयर इज अ पार्ट 1 आई से, है ना, लेट्स से एक पार्ट ऑफ जर्नी है where the distance is, let's say, d and speed is s1, okay, another part of journey, again the distance is d but the speed is s2. So in such a scenario, the average speed is always the harmonic mean, that is 2s1 s2 upon s1 plus s2. So that's a direct formula which you can remember, right? Now here if the time was same, ठीक है, अगर time same होता है यहाँ पे, if time was same, in that case your average speed becomes nothing but the average of the two speeds, that is s1 plus s2 by 2. So if you cover 2 parts of the same time, then your average speed is the average of the two speeds, and if you cover for the same distance, then your average speed is the harmonic mean. This is nothing but harmonic mean of two numbers here, right? 2s1 s2 upon s1 plus s2. Now if you want to calculate for more, right, so probably, you know, I'll just give you an expression towards the end of this video, that if you want to calculate for more distances, then how we'll do it. But for this question only this is required, okay? So 2s1 s2 upon s1 plus s2. So I can say two speeds were 36 and 60. So 36 into 60 upon 36 plus 60, that is 96. And if you solve this, you'll get nothing but 45 kilometer per hour, right? So that is your required answer for this particular question here. All right, let's move ahead to the second question now. I'll explain this towards the end of this video, ठीक है? चलो next पे चलते हैं. It says here an inspector is 288 meters behind a thief. The inspector runs at 42 meters and the thief runs at 30 meters in a minute. All right, in how much time will the inspector catch the thief? All right, and the options here are in minutes as well, ठीक है? तो options भी minutes में दिए हैं, तो I don't have to worry about the unit here, ठीक है? Now important funda here is कि अगर दो लोग, ठीक है, if there are two people, right, and they are moving with the speed of SA and SP, ठीक है, and both of them are traveling the same direction, right, they are going in the same direction, in that case the relative speed of the two people is nothing but, I can say, SA minus SP, and I'll put a mod, whichever is greater, right? So negative नहीं आना चाहिए, ठीक है, so I'll put a mod here, right? But if the two people are traveling in opposite directions with the speed SA and SP, right, in that case their relative speed becomes the sum of the two speeds, right? So in that case the relative speed will be SA plus SP, right? So whenever the two people are going in the same direction, तो उस केस में relative speed SA minus SP हो जाती है, that is the difference of the two speed, and if they are going in opposite direction, then it is the summation of the two speeds, ठीक है? अब यहाँ पे thief is ahead of the police by 288 meters, ठीक है, by a distance of 288, right? And the inspector runs at a speed of 42 meter per minute, right? And the thief is running at a speed of 30 meter per minute, right? Now can I say both of them are running in the same direction, ठीक है ना? That is obvious कि इंस्पेक्टर जो है वो thief को ही chase कर रहा होगा, है ना? If he is running, so he'll be chasing the thief itself, ठीक है? तो अगर दोनों सेम डायरेक्शन में रन कर रहे हैं, सो वी नो दैट टाइम इज इक्वल टू डिस्टेंस अपॉन स्पीड, बट यहाँ पे आई विल टेक टाइम इज इक्वल टू डिस्टेंस अपॉन relative speed. Why? Because this is a case of both the people, right? There are two moving objects here, ठीक है? So distance between the two are nothing but 288 here, right? And because they are moving the same direction, so the relative speed will be, I can say, 42 minus 30. So that is gonna give me 288 upon 12, which is same as 12 2s is 24, 48, and 12 4s is 48. So the time taken by the thief to catch the police to catch the thief is basically 24 minutes here, right? So that will be my required answer, ठीक है? तो always remember, जब भी दो moving objects हैं same direction में, तो relative speed is the difference. If they are moving in opposite direction, then relative speed is nothing but the summation of the two speeds here. All right, let's move ahead to the third question now. It says a car during its entire journey of 5 hours travels the first 45 minutes at a certain speed, let's say x, right? The next 75 minutes at a certain speed of 85 km per hour, and the last 3 hours at a speed of 70 km per hour, ठीक है? So basically I can say here first 45 minutes, right? सो यहाँ पे देखो एवरेज स्पीड लाइक आई टोल्ड यू गाइस है ना, अभी फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन में बताया कि एवरेज स्पीड इज ऑलवेज इक्वल टू टोटल डिस्टेंस ट्रैवल्ड अपॉन टोटल टाइम टेकन, ठीक है. सो एवरेज स्पीड इज ऑलवेज इक्वल टू टोटल डिस्टेंस ट्रैवल्ड अपॉन टोटल टाइम टेकन, राइट. नाउ फर्स्ट 45 मिनट्स एट अ स्पीड ऑफ एक्स, राइट, ठीक है. लास्ट 3 आवर्स, तो यहाँ पे टाइम आवर्स में है मेरा और यहाँ पे टाइम मेरा मिनट्स में, राइट. सो लेट्स कीप एवरीथिंग इन 1 यूनिट है ना. यहाँ पे लास्ट में ना किलोमीटर पर आवर में ही पूछा है, ठीक है. व्हाट इज द स्पीड इन किलोमीटर पर आवर, राइट. तो लेट्स कीप एवरीथिंग इन आवर. सो यहाँ पे मैं लेता हूँ कि मान लो स्पीड एक्स है, ठीक है. सो डिस्टेंस इज ऑलवेज इक्वल टू स्पीड इनटू टाइम. सो एक्स की स्पीड से 45 मिनट्स में, दैट इज 45/60 आवर्स में कैसे इतना डिस्टेंस ट्रैवल होगा, दैट इज एक्स इंटू 45/60, राइट. प्लस इन द नेक्स्ट 75 मिनट्स, ठीक है, एट अ स्पीड ऑफ 85. सो 75 मिनट्स में एट अ स्पीड ऑफ 85. सो 85 इज द स्पीड इंटू 75 मिनट्स, बट ये मिनट्स है तो आर में कन्वर्ट करने के लिए 60 से डिवाइड. सो दिस इज द टोटल डिस्टेंस ट्रैवल्ड इन द नेक्स्ट 75 मिनट्स, ठीक है. आफ्टर दैट इन द लास्ट 3 आवर्स, सो लास्ट 3 आवर्स में स्पीड कितनी है 70. सो 3 into 70. सो दिस इज द टोटल डिस्टेंस ट्रैवल्ड अपॉन टोटल टाइम टेकन. सो 75 मिनट्स एंड 45 मिनट्स. सो 75 and 45 मिनट्स इज बेसिकली 2 आवर्स, राइट. 75 plus 45 इज बेसिकली 120 मिनट्स, ठीक है ना. तो 75 plus 45 इज इक्विवेलेंट टू 120 मिनट्स, दैट इज 2 आवर्स. और लास्ट के 3 घंटे और है, ठीक है ना. लास्ट के 3 आवर्स आर ऑल्सो देयर. सो टोटल टाइम इज 5 आवर्स, राइट. एंड द एवरेज स्पीड ऑफ द कार इज फाउंड टू बी 73 किलोमीटर पर आवर. सो यहाँ से एवरेज जो दिया हुआ है ना, यही मेरी एवरेज स्पीड है जो मैंने कैलकुलेट किया है, ठीक है. एंड दिस वैल्यू हैज बीन गिवन टू मी एज नथिंग बट 73 है, राइट. सो आई जस्ट हैव टू सॉल्व दिस इक्वेशन. 15 3s are 15 4s are 15 5s are 15 4s are, right. Let's take the LCM as 4. So यहाँ पे क्या मिल जाएगा 3x. I can cross multiply this. So 5 3s are 15, 1 carry, 5 7s are 35, 1 36. Okay. So 365 is equal to, I can say 3x plus 85 into 5. So 80 into 5 is 425 more. So 425, right? Plus 210 into 4 upon 4, right? Why 210 into 4? Because in the denominator of 3 into 70 there is only 1 here, right? So when I'm taking the LCM as 4, तो यहाँ पे 210 into 4 आ जाएगा, ठीक है. Now let's cross multiply this here. So maybe I'll quickly take a help of a calculator here. So 365 into 4 is equivalent to 1460. So this is 1460 here is equal to 3x plus 425 plus 210 into 4. So that is 0, 4 and 8, right? So 840 plus 425, right? So 840 plus 425 is probably, I can say, let me use a calculator. Why do you know? Because see, you guys can always do it without calculator, but 1460 is equal to 3x plus, I think it was 1265. Yeah, 1265, right? So in that case, the value of 3x will be 1460 minus 1265, ठीक है. तो यहाँ से मुझे क्या मिल जाएगा 1460 minus 1265. So that is probably, I can say, 160 and 35 more, I think. Yes, 35 more. So 195. So 3x is equal to 195. So the value of x will be equal to, I can say, 195 by 3. That is 3 6 are 18 and 115, 3 5 are 50. So the value of x is 65 kilometer per hour, right? Now what is the question asking me? What is the speed in kilometer hour during the first 45 minutes? So first 45 minutes में मैंने speed x मानी थी और x की वैल्यू कितनी आई 65 है, right? So the required answer is option number B here, ठीक है. So this was the easy one. Just remember that average speed is always total distance traveled upon total time taken here, ठीक है. Alright, let's move ahead to question number 4 here. It says traveling a distance of 1000 km, a train slowed down due to repairs of the tracks. Its average speed for the trip reduced by 75 km per hour and the time of travel increased by 3 hours. The original duration of the travel is, ठीक है, fine. So यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है कि जब 1000 ट्रैवल कर रही थी ट्रेन with a speed of x, ठीक है, let's say speed was initially x, right? So it was taking some time, okay. Now when its speed reduced by 75, so when the speed became x minus 75, the travel time increased by 3 hours, right? So for the same distance of 1000, the time taken in this case is 3 hours more than this, right? So can I say कि the time is always distance upon speed, so 1000 upon x minus 75, that is the time taken in this case, right, is 3 hours more than the time taken here. So can I say minus 1000 upon x should be equal to 3 here? Yes or no? Yeah, that should be the equation here. ठीक है, अब यहाँ पे अगर मैं 1000 कॉमन ले लेता हूँ, so I'll be getting nothing but I can say x minus 75, and in the denominator I'll be getting x into x minus 75 here, right, and this is equal to, I can say 3 here. Okay, so this is the equation that I'm getting here. So from here I can say 1000 into this, x and x will get cancelled, so I'll be left with only 75 in the numerator here. 75 is equal to 3 into, so x into x is what? I can say x square, so 3x square, right, minus 75x into 3 is probably gonna give me 75 into 3, so 70 into 3 is 210 and 15 more, so 225x, right, so this is 225x here. Okay, now from here if I bring everything on one side, so I'll get nothing but a quadratic here, that is 3x square minus 225x, right, and I can say a minus 75,000 here, right, so this is minus 75,000, right, so that is my equation equals to 0, and we need to solve for x here, right. Now what I can do here is I can simplify this equation by dividing by 3 the entire equation, so I can say x square minus divided by 3 is 75x and minus 25,000, right, because 25 into 3 is 75,000, so is equal to 0. Now if I want to factorize this, so I can say this will be nothing but x square minus 200x, right, plus 125x, right, because 200 into 125 is definitely 25,000 and minus 25,000 is equal to 0. So from here I can say I'll be getting nothing but x minus 200 on factorization, and I can say x plus 125 is equal to 0, right. So original duration of the travel, right, so original duration of the travel is what I'm supposed to find. So obviously the value of x cannot be minus 125, so it has to be 200, that is this value है ना, यहाँ से जो value मिलेगी. ठीक है, अब original duration is speed is x, right, which came out to be 200, and this is 1000, so time will be how much? I can say distance upon speed, which is 1000 upon 200, that is exactly I can say 5 hours. So the answer is option number A, right. So this was slightly a lengthy question, है ना, तो यहाँ पे equation बना के ही solve कर सकते थे हम लोग, so that is why I've used the equation here. Alright, let's move to question number 5 here. It says Jimmy has to cover a distance of 88 km in 16 hours. If she covers half of the journey in 3/4 time, okay, so basically she has covered 44 km in 3/4 time, that is 3/4 of 16, which is basically I can say 12 hours, right. So in 12 hours Jimmy has covered 44 km, right. Now it says then what should be her speed to cover the remaining distance in the time left. Alright, so the time left is exactly 4 hours. ठीक है ना, क्यों? क्योंकि total time 16 hours था, तो अभी 12 घंटे already spent, so 4 hours is left, and the distance to be traveled is nothing but, can I say 44 km, right. So time taken here will be nothing but I can say distance, that is 44 upon the speed. So speed is equal to distance upon time, not the time here. I'll say speed is equal to distance to be covered, that is 44, and the time that is allowed is 4 hours, so that should be nothing but 11 km per hour. So that was again a pretty easy question. Alright, let's move to question number 6 here. It says a vehicle is going at 1/4 of its usual speed and it takes an extra 45 minutes to reach its destination. Its usual time to cover the same distances. ठीक है, अब देखो यहाँ पे एक फंडा होता है which is concept of proportionality, right. Now we know that distance is equal to speed into time. ठीक है, तो जब भी मेरा distance is constant, right, whenever my distance is constant, speed is inversely proportional to the time. ठीक है ना, तो अब जैसे यहाँ पे a vehicle is going at 1/4 of its usual speed and it takes extra 45 minutes to reach its destination, तो कहने से कि यहाँ पे जो डिस्टेंस है, देखो यहाँ पे लिख भी दिया कि सेम डिस्टेंस है ना, तो डिस्टेंस कांस्टेंट है, तो डिस्टेंस कांस्टेंट है, तो अगर स्पीड मेरी 1/4 हो रही है, ठीक है, तो टाइम मेरा 4/1 हो जाएगा उस केस में, बिकॉज आई जस्ट टोल्ड यू दैट स्पीड इज इनवर्सली प्रोपोर्शनल टू द टाइम, दैट इज इफ रेशियो ऑफ स्पीड इज a to b, देन रेशियो ऑफ टाइम शुड बी b to a, तो यहाँ पे स्पीड 1/4, सो टाइम विल बी 4/1. ठीक है, ऑलवेज रिमेंबर वन थिंग कि जब भी टाइम स्पीड डिस्टेंस में टाइम का रेशियो तुम्हारा लेट्स से a/b है, ठीक है, सो योर डिनोमिनेटर इज योर ओरिजिनल टाइम, तुम्हारा ओरिजिनल टाइम होता है, ठीक है, एंड योर न्यूमरेटर इज ऑलवेज योर न्यू टाइम, ये हमेशा मेरा न्यू टाइम होता है, राइट। सो 4/1 इज द रेशियो ऑफ टाइम। अब इस रेशियो में कितने मिनट का गैप है? आई कैन से देयर इज अ गैप ऑफ एग्जैक्टली 3 मिनट्स, है ना। बट एज पर दी क्वेश्चन के हिसाब से दोनों टाइम में कितने मिनट का गैप होना चाहिए? 45 मिनट्स का, है ना। इस रेशियो के हिसाब से पहले 1 मिनट लग रहे थे, अभी 4 मिनट लग रहे हैं, तो 3 मिनट लेट हो रहा है, 3 मिनट एक्स्ट्रा लग रहे हैं, राइट। बट क्वेश्चन के हिसाब से मुझे 3 मिनट नहीं, मुझे तो 45 मिनट एक्स्ट्रा लगाने हैं, तो कहने से ये 3 × 15 इज 45, है ना। तो मेरा मल्टीप्लाइंग फैक्टर 15 हो गया, तो आई कैन से 1 × 15 इज बेसिकली 15, राइट, and 4 × 15 is basically nothing but I can say 60. तो from here I can conclude that कि पहले 15 मिनट्स लग रहे थे और अब 45 मिनट्स एक्स्ट्रा लग रहे हैं, तो 60 मिनट्स हो गए, राइट। सो द आंसर फॉर दिस क्वेश्चन इज द यूजुअल टाइम टेकन टू कवर द सेम डिस्टेंस इज 15 मिनट्स। वाई 15? क्योंकि मेरा डिनोमिनेटर जो होता है वो हमेशा ओरिजिनल टाइम होता है, दैट इज व्हाट आई टोल्ड यू। तो ये डिनोमिनेटर की वैल्यू है, ठीक है, और ये मेरा न्यू टाइम है, दैट इज द लेट टाइम, right? So originally he was taking exactly 15 minutes to cover the same distance. All right, let's move ahead to the next question here. It says at 7:30 p.m. the owner of a cycle noticed that a thief is taking away his cycle from his home and is cycling in a particular direction at an estimated speed of 10 km/h. ठीक है, तो जो thief की speed है is nothing but I can say 10 km/h, right? Now he informed the police about the theft and the policeman started from the same point half an hour later than the time of the theft, okay, but with a speed of 12 km/h. So now the thief has already run for half an hour, ठीक है, तो अगर thief has already run for half an hour, so can I say basically in half an hour, ठीक है, it will run a distance of 5 km, right? So when the policeman is going to start, right, the thief is already 5 km ahead of the policeman, है ना। अब thief मेरा रन कर रहा है 10 km/h की स्पीड से, राइट, और पुलिसमैन मेरा रन कर रहा है एट द स्पीड ऑफ 12 km/h, ठीक है ना। सो दिस इज द सिनेरियो एज ऑफ नाउ, राइट। अब क्वेश्चन क्या कह रहा है? व्हाट टाइम विल पुलिसमैन कैच द थीफ, ठीक है। सो द थेफ्ट हैपेंड एट 7:30 p.m, ठीक है, द थेफ्ट हैपेंड एट 7:30 p.m एंड द पुलिसमैन was informed after half an hour, है ना। It is given in the question here कि he informed the police about the theft and the policeman started from the same point half an hour later than the time of the theft. So police has started at the time of 8 p.m, ठीक है। अब I told you in the beginning of this video कि whenever there are two moving objects we take the relative speed, right? So time taken here for the policeman to catch the thief will be, can I say, the distance which is 5 km, and because they're traveling the same direction, so I can say their relative speed, that is 12 minus 10. Same direction में relative speed subtract होती है, so this will come out to be 5/2, which is basically I can say 2.5 hours, right? This is 2.5 hours. Why? Because this is in kilometer and this is in km/h. तो 8 बजे से 2.5 hours, that means 2.5 hours. So that means the time at which the policeman will catch the thief is nothing but at 10:30 p.m, right? So the answer should be option number B here. All right, so these are easy questions, है ना। These are CMAT CET level questions and they're pretty on the easier side. You just have to be good with the speed here and be thorough with the basics, ठीक है। चलो, let's move ahead to the next one. So it says Julie and Soma start from the same point and walk in opposite direction. Julie walks at the speed of 4 km/h faster than Soma. After 4 hours they are 40 km apart. How fast did each walk, ठीक है। So let's say Julie is also here and Soma is also here, right? Now Julie goes in this direction, let's say, and Soma goes in this direction, right? It tells me that Julie walks 4 km faster than Soma. So if the speed of Soma is x, then the speed of Julie is x plus 4, ठीक है ना। अब यहाँ पे दिया हुआ है कि after 4 hours they are 40 km/h. So we know that 40 km apart. So we know that distance is equal to speed into time, है ना। अब distance मेरा इन दोनों के बीच का हो गया 40 km का, right? Speed, अब Soma is going in this direction and Julie is going in this direction. So can I say they are going in opposite direction? तो अगर दो objects moving हैं और दोनों opposite directions में जा रहे हैं, तो we'll take the relative speed and which will be the sum of two speed. So x plus 4, right? And the time for which they separated, कितनी देर के लिए वो अलग हुआ? 4 hours के लिए. So into 4. सो दिस शुड बी माई इक्वेशन है, ठीक है। तो यहाँ से सॉल्व करते हैं, कितना आएगा, आई कैन से 40 इज इक्वल टू 8x प्लस 32. सो फ्रॉम हेयर आई कैन से द वैल्यू ऑफ x विल बी नथिंग बट 1, है ना। x की वैल्यू 1 आ गई, 40 minus 32 is 8, right? And 4 2 is, sorry, my bad, I made a calculation mistake. So 8x plus 16 आएगा ये, ठीक है। So this will be 24 is equal to 8x. So from here the value of x will be nothing but 3 km per hour, right? So that means the value of x is 3 km per hour. इसका मतलब हो गया कि the speed of Soma is basically 3 km per hour, ठीक है। So speed of Soma is, this is 8x, so x will be equal to 3 km per hour, ठीक है। So speed of Soma is 3, that implies the speed of Julie will be 7 km per hour, right? So the answer for this question is option number A, that is Julie is 7 and Soma is 3. All right, let's move to question number 9 here. Two men walk from a place at a speed of 9 and 12 km per hour respectively. The first man takes 20 minutes more than the second one to cover the journey. Find the distance of the journey. Okay. अब यहाँ पे कह रहा है कि two men start walk from a place at a speed of 9 and 12. ठीक है, तो एक आदमी चलता है 9 की स्पीड से, राइट, और दूसरा आदमी चलता है 12 km per hour की स्पीड से, राइट। So I can say their speeds are in the ratio of 3:4, है ना। अब it says the first man takes 20 minutes more than the second one to cover the journey, ठीक है। Find the distance of the journey. अब can I say distance is same for both of them? तो अभी बताया कि अगर distance same होता है, ठीक है, we just discussed कि distance is constant then speed is inversely proportional to the time, है ना, ये होता है अपने पास, ठीक है। that is the relation that we have here, speed is always inversely proportional to time. तो यहाँ पे अगर मैं लिखता हूँ कि two men, तो let's say this is man 1 and this is man 2, तो अगर man 1 to man 2 the ratio of speed is 3:4, है ना। so can I say the ratio of their time should be nothing but 4:3, है ना। अब रेशियो में गाइज यहाँ पे 1 का गैप है, ठीक है, देयर इज अ गैप ऑफ एक्जैक्टली 1 मिनट इन दिस रेशियो, है ना, ये मिनट पे चल रहा है तो ये 1 का गैप है। बट एज पर दी क्वेश्चन द फर्स्ट मैन टेक्स 20 मिनट्स मोर, है ना। इस रेशियो में देखो तो ये फर्स्ट मैन सिर्फ 1 मिनट ज़्यादा ले रहा है, बट इसको मुझे 20 बनाना है, तो कहना से मैं मल्टीप्लाइंग फैक्टर इज 20, है ना। अगर मल्टीप्लाइंग फैक्टर 20 हो गया तो 4 × 20 इज बेसिकली 80 मिनट्स, राइट, and 3 × 20 is basically 60 minutes, right? So the first man is taking 80 minutes and the second man is taking 60 minutes, right? Now the distance is what I'm supposed to find, ठीक है। तो distance मुझे यहाँ पे किलोमीटर पर आवर में चाहिए, किलोमीटर में चाहिए, right? So distance is equal to speed into time, right? Now speed of the second man is 12 km per hour, so I can say 12 into time taken by him is nothing but 60 minutes, right? So 60 minutes, but यहाँ पे टाइम को मुझे आर में कन्वर्ट करना पड़ेगा, वाई, बिकॉज द स्पीड इज इन किलोमीटर पर आवर, ठीक है। सो आई कैन से डिवाइडेड बाय 60 हियर, बिकॉज 1 minute इज इक्वल टू 1/60 hours, राइट। सो 60 and 60 is cancelled, my answer is definitely 12 kilometers. So the answer is option number D here, ठीक है। So the correct answer is option number D. Alright, let's move ahead to the last question here. An airplane travels 5 times as fast as a bus. Okay, so an airplane travels 5 times as fast as the bus. So the speed of the bus is x, then the speed of the airplane is 5x, right? If the bus covers 60 km in 80 minutes, okay, so the bus covers 60 km in 80 minutes, right? So distance is equal to speed into time, right? So distance is equal to speed into time. So bus covers 60 km with a speed of x in 80 minutes, right? Now this is in kilometer and this is 80 is in minutes, तो इसको 60 से डिवाइड कर दो, ठीक है। so यहाँ से x आ जाएगी 60 into 60 by 80, which is same as I can say 4 2s are 15 times and 2 3s are 6, right? So 45 km per hour. So speed of the bus is 45 km per hour, so I can say the speed of the aeroplane will be 5 into 45 km per hour, ठीक है। तो एरोप्लेन की स्पीड हो जाएगी 5 into 45, which is same as saying 200 and 225 km per hour. So this is the information that we have got till now without reading the entire question. Then what distance will the airplane cover in 25 minutes, ठीक है। So the distance covered by the aeroplane in 25 minutes will be, I can say, this will be equal to nothing but distance is equal to speed into time, right? So 225 into time is 25 minutes, but I need to divide this by 60 to convert this into hours, ठीक है. तो सॉरी किलोमीटर पर आवर में आ जाएगा, तो किलोमीटर में आ जाएगा डिस्टेंस, ठीक है ना. वाई? बिकॉज दिस इज इन किलोमीटर पर आवर एंड दिस इज इन आई कैन से मिनट्स, तो इसको आर में कन्वर्ट कर दो, ठीक है. चलो यूज अ कैलकुलेटर, लेट्स क्विकली यूज दिस. सो 225 into 25 is gonna give me 5625 and divided by 60. So this comes out to be 93.75, which is option number B here, right? So this is again just a bit of a calculation towards the end. Now I have used a calculator, okay, and you could have solved this also. I just wanted to make it a little quick, otherwise solve kar sakte the. There's no big challenge, you know. So you can say 5 5s are 5 12s are, right? और फिर इसके बाद you can say this is 12 1s are 12 ones are 12, and then you can say 105, right? So 12 7s are is 84, 12 is 96, right? So I can say 18 and point 96 and 105, so I am left with a 9, right? So 90. So 12 7s is 84, so 7 and then 60, so 12 5s are, so 18.75 into 5 is basically 93.75. So if you're good with your calculation, you can do it like this also. And you should be actually good with your calculations for such kind of exams, है ना. Calculation बहुत fast चाहिए. So for that you must be, you know, very thorough with the tables up to 30, है ना. Tables up to 30 is I would say really helpful in, you know, increasing your calculation speed. So you should learn the tables up to 30 by heart, है ना. By heart होनी चाहिए, so that your calculation becomes good, right? अच्छा, next important thing is we were discussing what is harmonic mean, है ना. तो मैंने बोला था स्टार्टिंग ऑफ द वीडियो कि आई टेल यू टुवर्ड्स द एंड, राइट. सो लेट्स से देयर 2 नंबर्स, ठीक है. सो इफ देयर 2 नंबर्स a कॉमा b, सो देन देयर हार्मोनिक मीन इज 2 upon 1 upon a plus 1 by b, ठीक है. विच इज सेम एज सेइंग आई कैन से 2 upon b plus a upon ab, which gives me 2ab upon a plus b, right? So that is the harmonic mean, which is the average speed also in case the distance is same, right? अच्छा, अगर n numbers है, ठीक है, if there are n number of numbers, for example a b c d and so on and so forth, so in such case the harmonic mean is given by n, which is the number of numbers okay upon I can say 1 by a plus 1 by b plus 1 by c plus 1 by d and so on and so forth, ठीक है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल इफ आई से जर्नी इज कवर्ड इन 3 पार्ट्स, ठीक है, 1 2 and 3, है ना. तीनों पार्ट में लेट्स से डिस्टेंस इज डी इटसेल्फ, ओके, बट आई टेल यू इन द फर्स्ट पार्ट द स्पीड इज लेट्स से 30, second part it is 40 and third part it is let's say 60, and I ask you what is the average speed, so you'll say that there are 3 speeds in average find करना है. So the value of n is basically 3, so I can say it's 3 upon first part the speed is 1 by 30, so I can say 1 by 30, right? Then I can say 1 by 40, and then I can say 1 by 60. You just have to calculate this, and this will give you the average speed here. So always remember, whenever the distance is same, the average speed is always the harmonic mean of the speeds, ठीक है. It is always the harmonic mean of the speeds if the distance is same, ठीक है. So very important point here, you need to remember this, alright. So I think we are done with the 10 questions here. I hope everybody could follow. If any doubts, please let me know in the comment section below, alright. And stay tuned with the channel. We'll be coming up with a lot of practice sessions, and very soon we'll be coming up with a CET batch, CMAT batch as well, right? So that will be launched very soon, and the details will be updated here, alright. Thank you.